Hi there. It's been a while since I did my last Bonneromics episode, so what I think I'm going to do now is talk basically about some of the changes that our country needs, and for the next few episodes I'm going to go kind of piece by piece, since there's several different areas that my reforms would fall underneath. So I wanted to start with the things that I'm pretty familiar with in terms of economic theory, that are the simplest and most to the textbook to implement, and also the most urgent. And for today, that's going to be the macroeconomic issue, how to get our economy out of the recession and back towards full employment as quickly as we can. Well, first of all, we ought to know a little bit about the nature of the problem. We're in what well, first of all, we had a credit crunch, which happened in the wake of the housing bubble bursting and also the financial crisis, both of which have made it very hard to get credit. So even businesses that want to expand, if they can't get a loan, no matter how low the interest rate in the market is, if they can't get a loan, they can't expand and they don't increase investment. So business investment is not responding to lower interest rates. When the Fed cuts the funds rate, it doesn't have a lot of effect. Even, well, for that matter, the Fed cutting interest rates hasn't done a lot to cut interest rates other places in the economy, because the increased riskiness tends towards higher interest rates, if anything. But even that aside, Fed cutting interest rates, if interest rates go down, the change in business investment won't be that large, and that's what we're at right now. It's called a liquidity trap, where the equilibrium between the what they call the IS and the LM curves, this is Keynesian theory, its equilibrium is below the full employment level right now. And the thing is, we can't, just by shifting the LM curve, which is what monetary policy does, since the IS curve is shaped the way it is and the LM curve is shaped the way it is, shifting the LM through monetary policy is not going to move the equilibrium back to full employment. We'll hit the zero mark before we ever get there, and so the monetary policy just won't work. And consumption is down. Giving a tax cut to middle class families right now, they're going to use it to pay off debt more likely than anything else. So that method of stimulus is not going to work very well. There are, however, some things that we can do. They all involve fiscal policy. None of it involves monetary, that we can do to get the economy going again. The first one is to increase unemployment benefits and food stamps. Both of these are benefits that go to people who need it the most, people with little or no income. They're the ones who will be getting the benefits, and because they'll have little to no income, it will cause them they will spend more because of it. It's not like giving a tax cut to somebody who makes $50,000 a year and is trying to pay off credit cards. Paying it to someone who doesn't have a job and has been living paycheck to paycheck, or somebody who has a job but doesn't pay very well and has trouble affording food, they will spend more because of it. So that type of consumption stimulus will work, and it helps to relieve some of the pain associated with this recession. So you kill two birds with one stone. Another thing that has a similar two-bird, one-stone effect is the government increasing aid to state and local governments to help with their basic services. It'll prevent layoffs, which is always good. It will prevent cuts in public services, which is another benefit. And because it's keeping money flowing through the economy, if they didn't give aid, the layoffs and the reduction in public services, both of them would have a negative effect on the macroeconomy and would make the slump and the recession worse. So aid there will definitely help prevent a secondary effect on the slump. And then the last one is public works, which is where a lot of our stimulus is going to have to go. Since consumers and businesses won't be able to increase spending directly, the government's going to have to do it for us by directly hiring people to repair the bridges and the roads. I would say build a mass transit system too, because we need that for other reasons. For energy, because we can't keep being so damn car dependent, and to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. There's a climate cause in there as well, but just thinking of macro policy for right now. We'll worry about the other stuff in some of the later lectures I give. But we're spending money on public works, hiring people. The money that we spend on the wages it's jobs, and it's money that will be spent in the economy. And the money that we spend buying materials from contractors that sell to the government, buying the concrete, renting the equipment to build the stuff, that's stimulates business in about the only way that we can right now. And as for the size of the stimulus, a lot of the experts are saying it should be about 4% of GDP. It's $600 billion, which means a $1 trillion deficit next year. If anything, they should make the stimulus a little too big rather than too small. They should err on the generous side, because if they make the stimulus too large, and it starts to become apparent that we're overcorrecting the economy and it shoots up the other way, then if there's any inflation, the Federal Reserve can simply tighten up the money a little bit and cool things back down to normal. Not only that, but then we'll have a little extra breathing room in terms of interest rates to use that for monetary stimulus anytime in the future if it's needed. But if the stimulus is too small and the economy doesn't recover completely, then there's nothing more that we can do. Monetary policy will still be impotent, and we still won't be where we are. So it's better to err on the side of being too large. I realize that it will mean huge deficits for the government, but now is not the time to worry about that. This is a special situation where we're basically in a little depression, and we need to take action now and basically get the economy back up. Otherwise, it could stay in a slump for 2, 3, 4 years. Let's hope that it doesn't go on that long, because I'm going to be needing a job sometime soon. And I'm sure many of you out there reading this are worried about that too, young and old. Anyway, so macroeconomic stimulus, I would say it's because of a liquidity trap, consumption's down, investment's down, government step in, unemployment benefits, food stamps, aid to state and local governments, public works projects. All of these will ease the pain associated with unemployment and low wages and poverty. They will keep people employed who would be unemployed otherwise. They will improve public services both in now and in the future through the improved infrastructure, and they will pump money into the economy and bring us out of the recession. So all of them are a good thing. We can get several good things done all in one package here, and it needs to be big. It's better to err on the large side than on the small one. Don't blow it, President-elect Obama. Thank you.